to themselves, I think, because otherwise it's one of those things that can drive you crazy, and then I think it's somewhere in the future adversely affect kind of how what you're seeing up there.
And
you got to trust. You got to trust yourself. You just trust yourself. You really have to trust yourself, and you know, in a sense, know that we've got a couple free ones and try to use them.
The pitching matchup next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network. Since 1962, Fitzgerald Equipment has kept businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service. Featuring heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by heli. Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio. Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Do you know a hero who served our country and deserves recognition? This baseball season, one veteran will be honored on air each game as our Veteran of the Game. Nominate yours at thescorechicago.com today. Sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com. Veteran-led and trusted since 2007.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry. Offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Getting set for Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Cubs and Nationals at Wrigley Field. Who Are You Banking On is sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. It's an easy one for me. I'm banking on Pete Crow Armstrong. He is 7 for 9 in his career against Miles Michaelis, the Nationals starter, with 5 home runs. Which brings us to the pitching matchup, sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Cade Horton going for the Cubs. The right-hander was 11-4 with a 2.67 ERA last year. His first season in the big leagues, 23 games, 22 of them starts, before a freak rib injury forced him out of the playoffs. Meantime, I mentioned the veteran right-hander Miles Michaelis going for Washington. He went 8-11 with a 4.84 ERA with St. Louis last year. In his last 10 games against the Cubs, Michaelis 2-5 with a 5.86 ERA. Let's check the baseball scoreboard. There is one other game that's about to get started. It's in St. Louis as the Cardinals host the Rays today. Meantime, here at Wrigley Field, getting set for game number 2 of this 3-game set between the Cubs and Nationals. Michael Busch will once again lead off for the Cubs. Cold day here, temperature just a tick below 40 degrees at the start of this.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
And a call, strike 3. Change up right down the chute.
Watch his bite on this ball. Whee! Right at the bottom of the zone.
Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Sanchez.
Well, that changeup rears its ugly head again, this time to Haggerty, and see how far out in front he was of that one.
Swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Sanchez. He's mixed it in all his pitches. And he picks up another K.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and driving a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "You see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
Here's a club you want to get into. Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Hey Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs in crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score.
It's got a chance! Gone! Pete Crow Armstrong with a long...
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. You know, we think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
One ball, one strike to Ted Williams. And there's a long drive to deep right center. It could be, it is! Ted Williams has homered in his last time at bat. Williams, rounding the bases, is not tipping his cap. The crowd yelling, still waiting for him. He does not tip his cap.
McGonigal in his major league debut has a 4-hit day.
Wow, have a debut, kid. So it's this easy in the big leagues, huh?
Going back, J.J. Weatherholt homers in his debut. Incredible. Just goosebumps right now at Busch Stadium. You could not have written that any better. It's a 2-homer night for Chase DeLauter.
Now Dad's up. Did you see how the ball just jumped off his bat? I mean, that was pretty.
Lawler hustling back to the track, to the fence, makes the leaping catch. Oh, what a play, Lawler.
That was unbelievable. Aaron Lawler out there
That's hit well toward left. Church back up against the wall. Leaping try. He got it. What a catch. What a play. Talk about this team being energetic, exciting, showing it all off.
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where are you going? He said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's bat.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
First pitch crushing! Oh, man!
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame
in right field. Drew Millis catching. Luis Garcia Jr. at first. Dalen Lyle is the cleanup batter for Washington. Lyle to play left field. Brady House at third base. Jorbit Vivas batting sixth and playing second base. Nasim Nunez at short. The designated hitter for the Nationals is Jose Tena, and Jacob Young is batting ninth in center field. So those are the Nationals. Here are the Cubs. Michael Busch will lead off at first. Alex Bregman at third base. Ian Happ in left field. The Cubs cleanup man is Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete will play center field. Nico Horner in the 5 spot. Horner at second base. Shortstop Dansby Swanson is batting sixth. Moises Ballesteros, the DH. Batting eighth in right field is Matt Shaw. And batting ninth and doing the catching, Miguel Amaya. We are ready for baseball. The Cubs take the field back to get it started. The Cubs and the Nationals after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We treat you right. We're reliable as heck. And, this is big, we go where you want to go with over 80 nonstop destinations out of Midway alone. So go with what just makes sense. Don't overthink it. That's for FIPS, WOBAs, and WARPs. Am I right? Southwest Airlines, the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on published Midway flight schedules as of 2/24/26.
It's game time. That makes it a perfect time for a Flight by Yuengling. At just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And Patrick, as you were just describing, I would say this is a much better baseball day than the opener. The wind is hardly blowing, and what it is blowing out to the middle of the field. It's not blowing much, but it's blowing out, and the sun is shining. It's a much better baseball day.
Ron, you grew up in Chicago, so you were well accustomed to playing in chilly weather your entire life. Did that in some ways give you perhaps a little bit of an early season advantage when you became a big leaguer in these conditions?
Absolutely. I always felt, whether it did or not, I told myself it did, and that's all I cared about. But I did feel like all the years of growing up here, you played a lot of high school games, in cold weather. And I just felt like you had a little bit of an advantage understanding what it was going to take to get yourself ready to play.
We are ready to play right now. Cade Horton's first pitch to the left-handed batting James Wood is in there for a call strike, and away we go. Jim Wolf is calling balls and strikes today. Roberto Ortiz, the first base umpire. Here's the 0-1. Wood will take strike 2. Alex McKay umpiring down at second base, and Alan Porter, the crew chief, working at third. Horton was magnificent as a rookie a year ago. He comes back 0-2, and this ball is upstairs for a ball 1-2. Ron, we were having lunch a little while ago, and I said, at no time last year did I ever really feel like I was watching a rookie performer when Cade Horton was on the mound as he delivers down low. He had that poise that is very uncommon for a young player.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely. You know, you start looking, he throws a lot of strikes. He's always on the attack. To me, he has an idea of what his best pitches are and how he wants to attack each hitter. And never did you see him ever seem like the rookie.
Strike 3 called. Wood never took the bat off his shoulder and gets called out on strikes. That always seems a bit peculiar to me, Ron. In a big league game, a guy is a hitter. Here's a leadoff batter in this case. Never even took a swing, and down he goes.
Yeah, especially, you know, this early in the year when you're really, you know, you're all pumped up to play. It's kind of odd. And Horton is not a guy that, you know, is erratic.
Line drive caught by the shortstop Swanson right behind second base off the bat of Drew Millis, and that's out number 2. And here's Luis Garcia Jr.
Well, that's back to Horton. You know, he was strike 1, strike 2 to Wood, and then with Millis, he just pumps that hard cutting fastball, and Millis hit it pretty good, but right at Dansby up the middle.
Horton 11-4 as a rookie. Here's a swing and a miss by the left-handed batting Garcia. Just underway, 2 down, top of the first, no score. Overall last year, Horton 11-4. Fly ball left center on the run.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Green fly ball right center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly. Gone. How about it? Riley Green's first of the postseason delivers a 4-3 lead for the Tigers in the 6th.
Wow, just stayed on that breaking ball. Man, did he hammer that thing. That was 3/4 of the way up those seats out there in right center.
The Cubs leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Michael Busch gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to area service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. With Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley, thanks for joining us. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Michael Busch will lead it off against Miles Michaelis. And the first pitch is inside for a ball, and our great engineer at the controls is Paul Zarang, and we all thank you for joining us and spending part of Saturday with us here at Wrigley Field. This pitch is outside. Ron, if you were in that lineup, what would be your approach against Michaelis?
He is a guy that's going to throw a lot of strikes, and he's going to be aggressive early with either the fastball or the slider. I'd be ready to hit when I left the on-deck circle.
Ground ball right side, fielded by Garcia. Feeds Michaelis coming over on the bag. Score that one 3-1. It's out number 1. 0-0 game, first inning, and the batter, Alex Bregman.
Yeah, and there, that's the fastball. He threw the sinker, slider, and then a four-seamer. And, get the ground ball 92 miles an hour. Speed gun, as always, powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Alex Bregman, the batter. He will take an off-speed pitch inside. Bregman 1 for 4 in his Cubs debut a couple of days ago. Wearing the powder blue colored shoes. Hits a bouncing ball to third, fielded by House. Brady House will throw out Bregman, and that's out number 2. Miles Michaelis, longtime Cardinal, 37 years old. He's a big man, 6'4", 227 pounds. Used to be more of a power pitcher, Ron. It's very common, I think, when a guy gets into his mid to late 30s that he becomes a little more finesse-oriented.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Michaelis has done. He's gone from, big percentage of fastballs, up around that 70+% heaters. That's a fastball in for a strike. To now his number 1 pitch is the slider. In the slider fastball, about equal amount of time that he throws it.
Ian Happ taps one foul. Happ 1 for 5 on opening day. But Michaelis and the Cubs with a lot of familiarity. 23 career starts for Michaelis against the Cubs. He has 6 wins and 8 losses against the Cubs, and his ERA 3.7. Happ takes away for a ball.
The Feel Like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Cubs have done some real damage against Michaelis in the past. 1 game, 6 home run game for the Cubs. I would anticipate some balls leaving the yard against Michaelis.
Shattered bat, and it catches Tommy Lasorda. He pops right back up. And he's all right.
Tommy saying, I'm all right. Of course I'm all right.
His score, you throw out the lowest and the highest. He gets a 9-8 for this.
Why do I keep thinking Humpty Dumpty here? Had a great fall.
Look at this. They're going to bring him, what, a jacket?
No, it's a chest protector.
A chest protector.
Riley Green looking to add on and maybe take a lead. Riley Green, fly ball right center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly. Gone! How about it? Riley Green's first of the postseason delivers a 4-3 lead for the Tigers in the 6th.
Wow, just stayed on that breaking ball. Man, did he hammer that thing. That was 3/4 of the way up those seats out there in right center field.
And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff.
Law firm for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
The winning lineup for your home starts with the appliance experts at Grand Appliance. From large capacity Electrolux laundry to versatile Frigidaire kitchens, Grand Appliance brings together the brands that help your home perform like an all-star. And with fast delivery and professional installation, Grand makes it easy to upgrade your home with the latest appliance innovations. Shop grandappliance.com or one of their 12 Chicagoland locations to learn more. That's Grand Appliance, Chicago's hometown appliance leader since 1930.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
Cubs Nationals scoreless after 1. The first inning was powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Pat?
Dalen Lyle leads off the second inning for Washington. And he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-0 game. Bright and beautiful at Wrigley. Another good crowd on hand. Great bleacher crowd today. Chopper slowly to first, fielded by Bush. Underhand feed to Horton on the bag. Retires a hustling Dalen Lyle.
A good pitch by Kate Horton. This is that cutting fastball, but it starts out a wing, comes back to the outer third of the plate. Lyle tried to hook it. That's a very tough pitch to pull when it's in the location it was at. And just a little easy two-hopper to Michael.
A chilly 40 degrees at Wrigley. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons. Swinging a bouncer foul by Brady House. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Now the 0-1 from Cade Horton. Swing and a miss. A sharp breaking ball, 0-2. Nationals wearing their traveling grays, gray shirts and trousers, red numbers on their backs, red long sleeves, navy blue caps with red bills, red socks, chopper foul. Cubs in their home whites, bright white shirts and trousers with blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and numbers and sleeves and socks. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Horton strikes out House. Horton is sharp at the outset run. That's 5 in a row he has mowed down.
After some good fastballs, then he throws the breaking ball. It looked like he a little taken off of that breaking ball down and away. Had House way out in front for strike 3.
Jorbit Rivas, the batter, hits a ground ball, broken bat. The bat is broken.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it.
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's a little one, another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So first and second with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
Bottom of inning number 2. Pete Crow Armstrong will lead things off. You may have heard Zach on the pregame show discussing a note that I was looking at myself. 9 career at-bats against Michaels. 7 hits, and of the 7, 5 home runs in just 9 plate appearances against the right-hander.
That's doing a good job against a certain guy, isn't it?
I would say. Here comes the 1-1, and Pete hits a pop fly foul off to the left out of play. When I see those numbers, I'm expecting maybe a walk or 2 to work a little more carefully.
I will say this. I don't think Michaelis is going to throw him anything inside that's going to be hittable. He might aim at his elbow, but you're not going to throw him some pitches he can turn on, that's for sure.
Dynamic young left-handed batter Pete Crow Armstrong will wait and take down low for a ball.
The second inning is brought to you by Seaglass Wines, official partner of the Chicago Cubs. bringing the Chicago coast, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. We have the Chicago coast right down the street, Pat, just in case you were wondering.
I'll take your word for it.
It hasn't moved.
The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled by PCA.
Now, I drove up Lakeshore Drive today, coming to the ballpark early this morning. There weren't a lot of joggers and bikers down Lakeshore this morning.
40 degrees. You look outside, it looks real pleasant and bright and clear and vivid colors everywhere. And then you walk out in it and you aren't quite as enamored. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Pete Crow Armstrong swings and misses, strike 3. And that's out number 1. There has not yet been a base runner in the game. Cade Horton has set down the first 6 Nationals. Michaelis has retired the first 4 Cubs. And here's Nico Horner. And after the game on Thursday, we found out the good news that Nico has signed a contract extension with the Cubs that'll keep him here for a long time. 6 years. And he is a tremendous ball player, Ron, and one of those guys that you appreciate more and more as you watch him. Nico Horner. He simply plays the game the way it should be played.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just one of those guys that you need to keep. If you're planning on being a team that plays deep in October and you want to win a World Series, you have to have guys like Nico Horner. They're the glue of your team. Plays every day, does a lot of good things, offensively, defensively, base running, leadership. He brings it all to the table.
Good clutch hitter, waiting for the 3-0 pitch. It's taken high for a ball, and that's going to be the first base runner of the game. And now stolen bases could be a possibility, or at least attempted steals, in what figures to be a fairly low-scoring game today, Ron.
Yeah, I would agree. I would think you're going to really watch Michaelis here on the mound and see if he's going to be quick to the plate with the slide step or if he's going to kick the leg up. If he kicks the leg up, Nico can go right away.
First pitch to Dansby Swanson is outside for a ball.
That was the slide step. Very quick to the plate. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Cubs' only change on the defensive side is Miguel Amaya is catching today instead of Kelly.
Great to have all of these great sponsors back with us. I mentioned that Northwestern Medicine, a major sponsor now. Great to have them with us. Benny's Beverage Depot, they've been a wonderful sponsor for many, many years. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Michaelis instead of toss to first. And now Michaelis is thinking about Nico and his base-stealing tendencies. And whenever you see that, Ron, you think, well, he might be thinking a little bit too much in that area and lose a little bit of concentration on the batter.
Yeah, I would agree. Michaelis is, he did a good job with the slide step.
There's a fastball high, ball 2-0.
And that's another slide step. But, to your point, concentration at first base, and now he's behind in the count 2-0.
Game 2 on the young season. Cubs trying to get into the win column as Swanson swings and fouls it back. Kind of a check swing or a half swing. He started to take a full cut and then tried to hold up and accidentally fouled the ball. You don't like getting cheated on a 2-0 count. Now it's 2-1. Nico running with the pitch. The throw low, the pitch low. The throw to second base. A one-hop throw is too late. And Nico Horner gets the stolen base. It's now 3-1 on Dansby Swanson. Nico had kind of a shuffling lead, Ron, and he would have been a pickoff candidate had Michaelis thrown over, but part of being a good base runner is just sensing when or when not the pitcher might be throwing over to first.
Cancel that. I didn't hear the call. I thought you said check that. Yeah, okay.
No, he said.
The microphone at home plate with Jim Wolf is still on. That's a little dangerous, but
Jim wants some airtime, apparently.
He's getting it. There's no doubt. Yeah, he's getting it. So is everybody around home plate.
So along with Jim Wolf and Ron Coomer and Zach Sadler, it's Pat Hughes at Wrigley. Here's the 3-1. Taken for strike 2. Swanson tossed the bat aside. And Jim Wolf says, listen, not only am I an umpire, I'm also a broadcaster. Now get back up here.
Now that we got some time, this Monday, March 3rd, Cubs take on the Angels. The first night game. On the first night game of the season, up to first 8,000 early arriving fans will receive a 1988 replica cap. How about that? Inspired by the cap given out for the first night game at Wrigley Field.
And now the 3-2. Swanson fouls it away. No score. A runner at second, one away.
And Pat, that hat is sponsored by Musco Lighting, proud lighting partner of Wrigley Field. For details and tickets, visit Cubs.com/tickets.
Stolen base by Nico Horner, his first. Stolen bases powered by Arturo Tire. Nice to have Arturo back with us. Swanson takes outside ball 4. Back-to-back walks now have been issued by Michaelis. 2 men on, 1 away, nothing game. Moises Ballesteros checking in. After 2 walks, how is he approaching this at-bat?
I would think knowing if Ballesteros obviously doesn't know Michaelis very well because he hadn't been in the league very long, but in knowing Michaelis, he is a guy that's going to throw a lot of strikes. So I would be ready to hit here on one of these first 2 pitches.
He hits a bouncing ball to third. That's going to be a diving stop by the shortstop Nunez, but it's an infield hit for Ballesteros. It looked like the runners were moving. And Ballesteros put the ball in play. A tremendous play by the shortstop Nunez to dive and keep that ball on the infield. Had he missed it, Ron, I think that Horner might have been able to score on the play.
Yeah, and Horner scores easily. Nunez is a guy that everybody talks about being just a great athlete. He showed it right there. He saved a run.
Matt Shaw, the batter. He'll take low from Miles Michaelis. So we've reached a very important moment early in this game. Bases full of Cubs. Bags loaded with 1 away, and the number 8 batter, Matt Shaw, trying to come through. Infield back.
Big hole on the right side of the diamond. First baseman playing in. He's the only one playing in. Second baseman right up the middle.
The pitch to Shaw. Fly ball left center. Should be deep enough to drive in the run. The center fielder Young makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Nico Horner, and the Cubs lead 1-0. Horner scoring the game's first run. Matt Shaw delivers with a sacrifice fly. The other runners holding at first and second. 1-0 Cubs, and the batter now is Miguel Amaya.
Very nice at bat by Shaw right away, getting that ball elevated and deep enough. Young, the center fielder, catches this ball, but Lyle cuts right in front of him as the left fielder, so Young unable to get behind the ball and make any kind of a throw to the infield. So they get crossed up a little bit, kind of an odd play on what should have been a routine play and a throw to the plate, but no throw at all.
Miguel Amaya injured, missed most of last season. Nice to see him back in the lineup here. Here's a pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-1. He had a lot of clutch hits early last year when he was healthy.
Yeah, he was off to a great start, and then injuries just sabotaged the whole year.
Swings and misses here. The count now 1-2. No green ivy on the vines yet. Brown vines on the outfield walls. Usually you have to wait till you get into May, and middle of May, that's when you start seeing the beautiful green ivy start to blossom and bloom. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside, it's 2-2. Not only is it brown, but it also looks kind of dangerous this time of year to me, Ron. If you're an outfielder, you do not want to be running into that wall with just those vines on it.
No, I think you should learn immediately when you come to Wrigley You don't run into the walls.
Fly ball, shallow right. Long run, Wood down the line. That's going to be a fair ball and a base hit. And a run scores. Cubs get a break, and they lead 2-0. Garcia, the first baseman, running down the line with his back to the infield, was the closest to it. Reached out, did not make the catch. The right fielder, Wood, just couldn't get there, and the second baseman, Vivas, was in the vicinity. No play for him. It's an RBI single. Cubs lead 2-0.
Yeah, down that right field line is kind of no man's land, as you said, Pat. The second baseman, Vivas, playing way up the middle behind the bag at second. The only guy that had a chance was Garcia at first, and that was going to be a very tough play for him. He's trying to catch that over-the-shoulder play and couldn't come up with a Cubs score their second run.
Amaya with the RBI. Ballesteros motored to third on the play as Swanson scored. And here's Michael Busch with the Cubs leading 2-0. The RBI. Ballesteros motored to third. Have come back to sting Miles Michaelis.
They're going to challenge this play. The catcher behind home plate. No less challenging, and he is right.
Calls overturned. Washington retains the challenge.
Yep, strike one.
By the way, speaking of walks of Cubs batters, those are sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Now the 0-1, Busch checks. Did he go? No swing. It's now 1-1 on Michael. Busch, another guy that has feasted on Miles Michaelis pitching. 6 for 15 with 3 home runs in his career against the former Cardinal right-hander. The pitch to Busch. Swing and a pop fly. Shallow left. Nunez, the shortstop, backpedaling and calling, and they collide and a run scores. And now Amaya heading for the plate. 2-run score on the play. Cubs lead 4-0. Lyle, the left fielder, and the shortstop Nunez both calling for the ball. Neither heard the other. They collided in shallow left. The ball fell free. It's a 2-run double for Michael Busch. I think it'll be a double. It might be an error. But the Cubs get a big break and now lead 4-0.
Now, this is 2 plays in a row now where the defense of Washington has had some issues. The sac fly in the outfield, Lyle cut in front of Young, the center fielder, and blocked any chance of being able to throw the ball home. Now this ball goes into short left. Nunez is camped under it. Lyle comes running in. They collide. It's going to be an error on Lyle, Pat. So they did give an error to the left fielder, and 2-run score, a 4 spot here in the second inning for the Cubs.
I always think it's hard to give one man an error when 2 men are guilty of colliding with each other.
I would agree. Absolutely.
Bregman, the batter, and Alex will take outside. I thought they were going to give him a 2-run double, and they might change that as they watch that replay. Again, if you're a left fielder and you're waiting to make the catch and a shortstop plows into you, how do you get the error as the outfielder? Here's a swing and a pop-up, shallow right center. Going out, Vivas, Wood coming in, and Wood makes the catch. And that ends the inning. A bizarre inning, but a very prosperous inning for the Cubs. They get 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a big error. And at the end of 2, it's the Cubs 4, Nationals nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
All my life, my mom sacrificed for our family. So when she needed a liver transplant and I learned I was a match, I didn't hesitate to be her donor. Northwestern Medicine made the process seamless for both of us, including speaking to my mom in Spanish.
Top 10 in the nation for transplant volume, Francisco's living donor team removed part of his liver for his mom's transplant. Northwestern Medicine has saved the most lives through organ transplant in Illinois and its surrounding states. Northwestern Medicine. Better. Learn more at nm.org/transplant.
Joel Gott Wines is a true all-American classic and the go-to wine for America's favorite pastime. Since 1996, Joel has selected the best vineyards in California to craft balanced, approachable, and food-friendly wines. Whether it's a classic Chicago dog or Italian beef sandwich, Joel Gott is the perfect pairing for any ballpark staple. Whether you're watching at Wrigley Field or at home, look for Joel Gott Wines in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Joel Gott Wines, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Hey Cubs fans, Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We're famously friendly, nonstops out the wazoo, and so reliable. In fact, the Wall Street Journal ranked us #1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings. See southwest.com/WSJ.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Top 3 Cubs 4, Washington nothing. Partly cloudy, 42 degrees. Wind blowing out. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Nice read, Zach. We go to the third inning. Cubs on top 4-0. Nunez will lead things off. Nasim Nunez takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jose Tena on deck run, and then Jacob Young.
Did you drop a nice read on Zach on that one?
But it's important to appreciate when one of your compatriots does a nice job. Here's a ground ball to second. I noticed neither of the fielders, when they collided, said, "Nice play, Larry," or whatever.
No. I'm glad the mic wasn't on when that happened.
That's a good point. Third inning, Horton has set down the first 7 in a row, so he's razor sharp today. His pitch to Jose Tena is down low for a ball. Horton, Ron, looking at his season a year ago, overall he was quite good, 11-4, but after the All-Star break, he was magnificent. After the break, he made 12 starts, and his ERA was a microscopic 1.03 ERA. That was the second best in MLB. Or no, actually, his was the best in the MLB. The second best was turned in by the Cy Young Award winner Paul Skeens of the Pirates at 1.89. But Cade Horton finished as the runner-up in the National League Rookie of the Year voting. Drake Baldwin, the fine young catcher for Atlanta, was the winner. Here comes the 2-2 on the way now to Tena. Ground ball left side, charging, gloving nicely. Bregman running throw to first in time. Good play by Alex Bregman. Well, we're not going to be able to appreciate the infield defense until the weather warms up a little bit. You can appreciate it, but I think it'll be really outstanding once you get into some baseball weather.
Yeah, you're looking at 4 guys that are going to play every day that can flat out pick it. Michael Busch has worked extremely hard over the last couple of years to turn himself into that Gold Glove caliber type first baseman as that pitch misses high. Gold Glover at second, Gold Glover at short, Gold Glover at third. That's pretty good.
2 down, nobody on. The pitch by Horton on the way, a swing and a miss. But even Drake Baldwin, the winner of the Rookie of the Year voting, said that he thought Cade Horton was outstanding. He said, I faced him a few times, and if I would not have won the Rookie of the Year, and if he would have, I would have understood why.
Yeah, no, that's some statement, right?
You don't hear ball players talk in that manner, so I was very impressed by Drake Baldwin and his intelligence and his maturity. But when I started thinking about the year that both men had, why not implement a new rule where you have 2 Rookies of the Year from each league every year? Here's a swing and a check swing and the pitch down low. You could have a Rookie Pitcher of the Year and a Rookie Position Player of the Year in each league. And I think it's about time. I really do. The award came out back in the late 1940s. Jackie Robinson was the first winner. The first 2 years, Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll get back to this in a minute. Cade Horton has set down the first 9 in a row. So far, so good. We go to the bottom of the third. Cubs 4, Nationals nothing. This is the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
PCA as Happ takes in the dirt. We're joined here.
Just stunning here. First game ever in this yard, April 23rd, 1914.
To score, the pitch. Just missed outside. They'll appeal on a check swing, no go. You had an infield hit, a pop fly single down the line, and then the real dagger was the collision between Lyle and Nunez and a drop fly ball for an error, scoring 2. The 2-0. Happ takes upstairs, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. So Michaelis in danger of a 3rd walk already. He fires, and Happ in take mode, looks at a strike over the outside. Veteran right-hander with a 3-1. Swing a high drive right center field. Not deep. Moving in and over Young and Wood. Jacob Young takes charge. And Young makes the catch with Wood able to hear the call and get out of the way. I mean, now with the Nationals having that awful scenario last inning, muffing the pop-up 2 runs. Every time a ball's hit in the air, the Cubs fans are going crazy, trying to make as much noise as possible, just to make it real tough for the Nationals to communicate. Here's Pete Crow Armstrong. First pitch. Swing a looping line drive, right field line foul. Hits the tarp roller for strike 1. And it's, communication. It's easy to say, well, call for it or whatever. But, with the high sky and, the breeze not as brisk, but there still is some wind. You're just trying to catch the ball. Yeah. And so you have multiple, players converging on it. And you don't want to pull up and have both guys pull up and let it, land at your feet. But that second inning did not go well. Here's the pitch. Swing a line drive base hit into the hole in right field. So Pete Crow Armstrong with his 8th hit in 11 career at-bats against Miles Michaelis, but they kept him in the yard with his 5 home runs. That's just a solid single. They handed out a 6-year contract extension to Pete Crow Armstrong, made official after the opening day game. There are multiple reports out that Nico Horner has agreed to a 6-year extension. The Cubs have not officially had his press conference. Reported 6 years, $140 million. The pitch to Horner, in for a strike. Horner, just a kind of a throwback old school baseball player. Hasn't hit a ton of home runs. Doesn't walk a lot, but he puts the ball in play. Plays premium defense, can run, can just do a lot well. There goes the runner, Crow Armstrong. The pitch taken for a strike. The throw by Millis. The tag by Bibas is not in time. So Crow Armstrong with a stolen base. And the Cubs have stolen 2 against Michaelis and Millis here in the first 3 innings. Count is 0-2. With the runner at second, 1 out. Takes the double play possibility away. Michaelis checks on Crow Armstrong at second. The pitch is too low, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. All these Cubs who have had any time in the big leagues have a ton of at-bats against Michaelis. And what's interesting is Horner came into the game with 39 career at-bats against Michaelis. That's over several seasons. He had never walked against Michaelis, not once. Of course, he walked on 4 pitches and scored last inning. The right-hander deals. Swinging a fly ball, sliced down the right field line. Wood giving chase, but he's out of room. This one lands up into the stands.
You think back to that play in the second inning with the collision. We're talking about the wind not being as fierce. The bigger factor, especially to left field today, is the sun. And so if you're an outfielder or shortstop, whoever's going, you're not really going to look off the ball to see where anybody else is.
Yeah,
fear of losing sight of the ball.
Now the 1-2, low and outside. Lyle was clearly frustrated with Nunez because, I mean, Nunez is very aggressive going back on pop-ups, but if the outfielder calls, assuming you hear it, which clearly he didn't, it's your job to get out of the way as the infielder. And Lyle clearly had that sized up, and the collision forced him to miss it. The 2-2, swinging a pop-up, foul off third. House will watch this one land over the netting into the seats. This is what Horner can do. He is a pesky hitter, seldom strikes out. He's working the pitch count. Last year, Horner was the 2nd toughest player in the National League to strike out. So in the non-Luis Arraez division, he was first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back and off to the right. I mean, Arraez struck out 21 times all of last year. He's like a couple times a month. Runner at second. This will be pitch number 8. It's on the way. Swinging a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Bibas is calling for it, drifting back onto the outfield grass. Jorbit Bibas makes the catch, and Michaelis wins that battle. 2 away. Let's pause for station identification here on the Nationals Radio Network.
WJFK FM and HD1 Sports.
From the Nissan broadcast booth, Dave Jagler, Charlie Slows. Nats have to dig out of a hole. They're down 4-0 in the third after winning the opener 10-4. Dansby Swanson faces Miles Michaelis. The first pitch. He looks it over. It's just outside, 1-0. Swanson drew the Cubs' second walk last inning and scored. Swanson fairly close to the plate. Stance just a hair open. The next pitch hit in the air deep left field. Dalen Lyle to the warning track. He's got it sized up. Edge of the track makes the catch. Swanson gave it a pretty good ride, but comes up short in the inning over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. On to the 4th. Chicago 4, the Nationals nothing on the Nationals Radio Network.
They'll only be able to get 1 if they can get that. Here, John bobbles the ball and to the helmet. They're going to try to score again here. And Tommy John should have stayed out of the way both times.
Tommy made 2 errors. 3 errors?
They can't give him 3 errors.
That is something. 3 errors on 1 play. Wow.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the the All-Stars and the All-Star patch there, being an All-Star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Hey, it's a Lourdes Gurriel dog.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newt Bar fan.
What a present for Mom.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah.
Ended up just shot putting it. Block when there's nobody on base. There's a little debate for Domo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful,
isn't it? Will lead off the fourth inning. That's because Cade Horton has retired 9 in a row. He's got a 4-0 lead. He struck out Wood looking in the first inning. Big left-handed hitter. They shade him the other way. Here's the first one. And Wood swings and fouls one off his foot. The ball deflects right back to the pitcher. So Wood, who did not swing at a pitch in his first at-bat, goes after the first fastball and fouled it off his foot. Horton, both feet on the rubber, peers in over his glove, steps sideways into his motion and swings the leg and fires. And a swing and a miss. Pumped a fastball by him at 96. 0-2. Wood, Millis, and Garcia. 3 hitters from the left side in this inning. Millis, a switch hitter on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing a line drive, hammered to left. Deep goes Happ on the warning track. This one over his head, and it is gone. It just clears the basket into the first row of the bleachers. James Wood, with his first home run here in 2026, gets the Nationals on the board. It's 4-1 Chicago. That one a line drive that just didn't sink. And it just cleared the basket in left field, and that's good for James Wood, who had 5 strikeouts in his first 6 at-bats. That was a James Wood bullet line drive homer to left.
Well, his second time he's put the ball in play with that ground out of the 4th inning Thursday. 110 miles an hour off his bat.
Now here is Millis. And the pitch. In there for a strike. I think the fans are groaning because they haven't thrown the ball back yet.
They start screaming right away, wanting that to happen.
Now the 0-1. And it's low. Ball and a strike. If you try to catch it and it hit your hand, you might not be able to throw it back.
As hard as
that
he
was
hit it.
Screaming into the bleachers just over the basket. Now the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball rolled toward the middle, circling it to second baseman Horner. He's got it. He throws on to first and gets Millis by a step. What you're worried about there is, the basket kind of hangs over the part of the warning track, and if it hit the top of the basket and bounded down onto the track, it just cleared the wire basket because it didn't have time to sink. Here's Garcia. First pitch. Louis takes low. So the Nationals have out-homered the Cubs 4-0 in this series. Cut into Chicago's lead with a run here in the 4th. Horton with the next one. Swinging a line drive over the leaping Swanson at short and a base hit into left center field. Garcia hit a bullet his first time up, caught by the left fielder. He was nearly robbed by Swanson climbing the ladder, but Dansby couldn't get high enough.
Well, that was a rocket, too, off his bat. Wow. That was almost 110 miles an hour. Loud sound.
So the Nationals have their first runner on base as far as Horton pitching out of the stretch. As Dalen Lyle digs in. Grounded out to the first baseman. Horton sets, throws. Nubbed up the third base line. It's going to spin foul. 0-1 on Dalen Lyle.
James Wood in that first at bat, Dave, he didn't swing. He didn't swing the bat. He was real selective to drive that pitch right in the middle of the plate out of here.
Here's the set for Horton. Long hold. Garcia with the lead. Still holding. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a diving changeup. Wasn't throwing that pitch much. It was a good pitch for him last year as a rookie. And the bottom just fell out of it. He really held that set for a long time, freezing Lyle at the plate. 0-2 the count. Wood homered on an 0-2 pitch. We'll see what Lyle can do. Here it comes. It's in the dirt. Scooped up by Amaya. Curveball. You know he can score runs in this ballpark, especially with the wind. Not briskly, but at least blowing out somewhat. So a lot of game left. Nationals have a run on the board and one on here in the fourth. Next pitch. Lyle takes, and that's outside for a ball. 2-2. Dalen Lyle was robbed of a triple here on opening day with a nice catch by the right fielder Shaw. Deep corners here. Good park for triples. The 2-2 in the dirt. Good play Amaya just to block it down, keep it at home plate and hold Garcia at first. And this is Mr. Triple, tying the Nationals record in triples with a little over a half season's worth of games. I mean, you look at his pace, it could have been upwards of a full season, 15 or more triples.
Really piled him up in that last month of the season.
See what he can do this year. Opening day roster for the first time. He's worked the count full. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to first. It's speared by Bush. He throws to second for one. Swanson's return throw. Double play. Even with the speed of Lyle, the Cubs turn it over. Nationals will look at a replay for a moment. 3-6-3 to double play. Nationals will not challenge. So the inning over. They get one back on the Wood homer. Middle of the fourth, 4-1 Chicago on the Nationals radio network.
Hey, boss.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai Cubs.
These are Thai Cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes it special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Somebody help me. Little guy got a souvenir, and he's got a tale to tell. Mom's just kind of oblivious to the fact that she's struggling. It's a rather lengthy one. She is very attentive so far as this long story draws out.
That young man looks like he was given some signs. Oh no, he's actually copying the pitcher, isn't he?
He's just going to give up. He's going to give up and pretend this is what he wanted to have happen. He's in a tent right now. He's going to hang out in here.
Bottom third of the order. Chicago leading 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Michaelis made his final start as a Cardinal here. Suffered a 12-1 loss. Signed as a free agent in the offseason with the Nationals. Will face Moises Ballesteros, the DH. He reached on an infield hit in that 4-run second inning. First pitch on the way. Cut on and fouled back into the screen. He hit a weak chopper that was perfectly placed between House, the third baseman, and Nunez, the shortstop. Nunez actually made a nice diving stop just to keep it on the infield, which prevented damage for the moment, but Cubs would still score 4. The 0-1, low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the wind of the pitch. That misses low and away. Ballesteros has a very stocky build. He's listed at 5'10", 225. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. It's kind of a thick middle and large upper legs. He's built like a catcher. That's his natural position, but they seldom let him catch with Kelly and Amaya. His time in the big leagues has been as a DH. They love the bat. 2-2 from Michaelis. Breaking ball in the dirt. He's got a pretty good eye at the plate, and he's got power. A 22-year-old from Venezuela. Michaelis, 3-2 count. The wind of the pitch. Inside corner fastball caught him looking. It's kind of a tailing two-seamer to the front hip of the lefty hitter. Ballesteros walks back to the dugout. Strikeout victim number 2 for Michaelis. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. Official jerseys, memorabilia, hats, hoodies, more. You've got the season covered. Visit MLB.shop/nationals, the official source for Nats gear. Here is Matt Shaw, the former Terrapin. Shaw swings, he's jammed, he pops up a foul that comes up just short of the upper deck on the first base side. Shaw had a sacrifice fly, giving Chicago a 1-0 lead. Then there was a pop fly single and a drop pop up for 2 runs. Pitch. Shaw takes a ball in the dirt. Shaw was a first-round pick out of Maryland in 2023. The number 13 choice. Highest draft pick ever out of College Park. But he grew up in New England. He was born in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of hoops. The 1-1. Over the outside corner, and a challenge. Shaw is challenging the strike call.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
This is the Cubs' first challenge of the season. They did not challenge a call on Thursday, and they're going to win it.
Call's overturned. Chicago retains the challenge.
So Shaw turns that 1-2 count into a 2-1 count. The pitch was about a width of the ball outside, so that was a pretty good challenge there. Michaelis deals 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Went back to a fastball at 93. Shaw 5'11", 190. Growing up a Red Sox fan, he loved Dustin Pedroia, former MVP. Infielder, although now he's playing outfield. Shaw 2-2. Just missed inside. So Michaelis with the 2 walks. He's also gone to several 3-ball counts. He's not been quite as pinpoint with his control as normal. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a foul back. Fighting for a souvenir down below our broadcast level here at Wrigley Field. The major's second oldest ballpark to Fenway. Cubs celebrating the 10-year anniversary this year of their championship, which ended the drought back to 1908. 2016. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Michaelis challenged him with a fastball, center of the zone, and struck him out. So Michaelis has back-to-back strikeouts. 2 away here in the 4th inning with the Cubs leading 4-1. It's definitely about the baseball here, the organ music, the smells of the ballpark, the great atmosphere.
Always.
Pitch to Miguel Amaya over the outside corner. Obviously, they built up around the neighborhood with the Wrigleyville area being a very popular destination, even for folks who don't come to the game. Here's the pitch. Low and away off the mid of Millis to the backstop, 1-1.
You know, I was thinking as the bus was pulling up to the park this morning, Dave, this would be the one place, if we weren't broadcasting the game, where you just want to take a day as a fan to experience it. Walk around the park, the neighborhood before and after the game.
Here's the 1-1. Swing a high drive, well hit left center field. Lyle back, warning track, looking up, and there it goes. Halfway up the bleachers in left center below the scoreboard, a home run for Miguel Amaya. Makes it 5-1 Chicago. Cubs answer the Wood homer with Amaya's first long ball of the year.
Well, he hung a slider just about belt high up, and he really tattooed that one.
So Amaya, who hit 4 home runs in just his 28 games last year, has a pop fly single and a solo homer, 2 for 2. Top of the order, Michael Busch. Busch takes. That's at the knees. Busch, pivotal at bat in the second inning, hit that pop fly, which led to the collision between Nunez and Lyle, and a drop pop up and 2 runs scoring. Next offering. Swinging a looping line drive toward the middle. Nunez dives, can't get it. It's by him to his left and out into center field for a base hit. So Nunez, who was shaded up the middle, crossed to the other side, stepping a long dive and reach, almost got to it. But Michael Busch with a single. And the Cubs, with a homer and a single, have forced Michaelis to keep working here in the bottom of the 4th. Bring in Alex Bregman. Bregman is grounded to third and fly to right. First pitch. Called strike with a breaking ball. Second baseman Bebas shades the middle, the right side of the infield wide open. The delivery is over the outside corner. It's 0-2. That's where Bregman poked his hit the other day, his first hit as a Cub. We'll take timeout. Bregman has been in the postseason every year in his career. The Astros and last year with Boston. 0-2 pitch. It's low. Now he's been on good teams, but he is a winning player.
Yeah, think about players who play an entire career, maybe, Dave, and don't get to experience what he has to this point in his career.
Lead at first for Busch. The pitch. Swinging a chopping ground ball to short. 2 hops fielded by Nunez moving in. He'll flip to Bebas at second to end the inning. The Cubs strike with a 2-out homer for Amaya. Each team homers in the 4th. So after.
Oh, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the midnight navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, die hard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies, and I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
Clayton and Ellen's kids throughout the ceremonial first pitches. The spray pattern was interesting. It was creative. I like that.
Yeah, this guy actually left the house today and said, you know what, honey, I'm going to bring my hamburger head to the ballpark today.
Marshawn Lynch earlier this afternoon had to base it up the middle, but hurt his hand.
And a handful of bees right there. No idea what Scooble was thinking, and this place is rocking now.
Visit VA250.org. America made in Virginia. 5th inning. Brady House leads off 5-1 Cubs from the Nissan broadcast booth. Here's Charlie Slows.
All right, thank you, Dave. House struck out swinging his first time. Here's Cade Horton into the wide. His 43rd pitch on the way is a fastball poured right in there. Called strike 1. Horton wears number 22 in the Cubs colors. He rocks, kicks, and he fires. And House looks at another fastball right there, called strike. It's quickly 0-2. 44 pitches, 32 strikes for Cade Horton. The wind in the 0-2. Breaking ball, tap foul. Pulled it off to the left of the plate. And House remains alive. He's 2 for 6 so far this year, including a home run on opening day. Entire National League East won on opening day. The whole division tied at 1-0. Fastball swung on, hit of the air down the right field line. This is slicing foul and goes out of play.
Back in the day, I mean, there were 7 teams in a division for many years before the realignment in the 90s, but no division had ever gone 1-0, every team. It's hard to believe.
Next delivery, low and away in the dirt.
I guess not, though, because usually, before they went to this schedule, you had a lot of divisional play for opening day.
Right.
So you couldn't have everybody go 1-0.
Right, you'd be playing in your division in April. It's in March. Here's the wind and the 1-2. House swings and skies it foul down the right field line, out of play. And you look at the National League West, the only team that's won a game is the Dodgers so far. They're 2-0. The Rockies lost to the Marlins last night. D-backs, Giants, and Padres 0-2. The Giants having not scored a run in 2 games against the Yankees. Now the wind of the pitch. House takes low and inside. 2-2 is the count. Brady's worked 7 pitches so far. Now the wind end, pitch number 8 on the way. Is a fastball inside, and terrific bat here. His count is now full. One other game going on right now, interleague play in St. Louis. Cardinals lead the Rays 2-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe Boyle against Michael McGreevy pitching for the Cardinals. The pitch. House swings and chops it foul outside of third, no play. He's going to take this one to double digits in the at-bat. A's and Blue Jays no score, bottom of the 1st inning at the Rogers Center after the Blue Jays won their opener last night. Dylan Cease pitching for them. Jeffrey Springs for the A's. Swing and a tapper foul back behind the plate on pitch number 10 for Brady House. What an at-bat. Considering he was down 0-2, took 2 pitches for strikes and fouled 2 away. Horton's into the wind. Next one on the way. Check swing. Did he go? They'll appeal. No swing. It's ball 4. Wow, what an at-bat for Brady House. And he is aboard leading off the 5th inning. And made the pitcher throw a bunch. A walk on 11 pitches. Don't see that very often. Jorbit Bebas, left-handed hitting second baseman, stands in out on a broken bat. Squibber, fielded by the third baseman Bregman, who threw him out in the 2nd. Now the pitch. And Bebas takes over the inside corner. Fastball, strike 1. Wind continues to blow. Straight out, looking at the flags above the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard above the bleachers in dead center field. Next one on the way, swing a ground ball right side, fielded by the second baseman Horner. The first baseman Bush went for the ball, gets up and gets back to take the throw. In time for the out as House moves into scoring position at second base. He went sprawling for the ball, did the first baseman Bush. Pitcher racing over, Horner fielded the ball, and by the time he did, Bush was almost back to the bag.
I figured that was going to end up being a 4-1 putout, but Bush got up so quickly. He was there with room to spare.
So now with 1 out, here's Nasim Nunez, switch hitter batting left-handed, shortstop today. Out on a ground ball to the second baseman Horner, back in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt and bunts it foul behind the plate. Interesting decision with the runner at second and 1 out.
Trying to bunt it for a hit.
Third baseman Bregman is in on the grass. The shortstop's toward the middle. You'd have to really push it hard past in between Bregman and the mound. Now the pitch. Nunez swings away and fouls it away. Left side out of play. 3rd row, the upper deck. Good catch made off to our left. No balls and 2 strikes. game in St. Louis through the first 5 innings. Michael McGreevy has walked the batter, not allowed a hit for the Cardinals. The set in the pitch. Breaking ball low, smothered by the catcher Amaya. The new ball put into play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. New supply brought out for home plate umpire Jim Wolf. His brother Randy Wolf, left-hander with a nice career in the big leagues. House off second. And the 1-2 to Nunez on the way. Swung on and fouled straight back behind the plate. Continues 1 ball and 2 strikes. The outfield playing Nunez the opposite way toward left with a bit of a gap in right center. Shaw in right field is the deepest of the 3. Now the set. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. House around third being waved home. He will score without a play. Throw from Crow Armstrong into second base. Nasim Nunez notches his second RBI of the season with a solid line drive single into right center field. And the Nationals get another back here in the top of the 5th. Now the Cubs 5 and the Nationals 2.
Some good at-bats for young players in this inning. The rally starts with an 11-pitch walk and moved up on a ground ball. Nunez fouled off a couple of tough 2-strike pitches and was able to barrel that one up and drive it through the infield.
Now Jose Tena getting his first start of the year as the designated hitter. First start period. Nunez leads from first and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball left side. Gobbled up by the third baseman Bregman to second for 1. The relay to first, and the Cubs turn their second straight inning-ending double play. This one goes 5-4-3. 5-6-3, pardon me, with the shortstop Swanson take.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's a little one, another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So first and second with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Cubs 5, Nationals 2. Ian Happ will lead off against Miles Michaelis, thrown 79 pitches so far through the first 4 innings. He's into the windup. Pitch to the switch-hitting Happ. Check swing roller, third base side of the mound. Michaelis off the hill. Bare hands. And the throw to first to Garcia in time for the out. Good play by the veteran pitcher Michaelis off the third base side. Barehanded it. His momentum had him kind of leaning back, throwing flat-footed, but fired a strike to Luis Garcia. 1 pitch and 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 5.
Well, the official score just made an announcement in between innings. He has changed the error in the 2nd inning and charged it to Nunez for basically plowing into Lyle. So even though Lyle dropped the ball, the official score rules the error on Nunez for initiating contact, forcing Lyle to drop the ball.
Now pitch on the way to Pete Crow Armstrong is in there, a called strike. I couldn't really put up an argument with that. So instead of an E7, it's an E6. Now the wind of the pitch. And check swing and a pitch down to the zone. They appeal, and Alan Porter, the umpire at third, said no swing. So a ball and a strike. Armstrong struck out and single to right. Michaelis winds, delivers the pitch. Swing a little looper down the right field line, hooking, and lands foul on the warning track and bounces up off the screen where the ball dude down the right field line was able to grab it. I don't know if that's a youngster. He's so bundled up, I can't tell if it's a youngster to say it's a ball boy or someone older.
It's a ball person.
It's a ball person. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Michaelis rocks, kicks, delivers the pitch. Fastball high. It's 2-2. Some more people on the rooftop bleachers across the street, both left field and right field. Mayfield and Sheffield. Pitch on the way is low and inside. Full count, 3-2. There weren't many people with the wind up on the rooftop seats the other day. That was a bit much. New ball for Michaelis with another in the dirt. And a payoff, payoff pitch coming. 3-2 to Crow Armstrong. He winds, it's on the way, and the fastball is high, ball 4. 1 out walk to Pete Crow Armstrong, who stole a base back in the 3rd. And for Michaelis, it's walk number 3. The other 2 scored in that 4-run second.
Only 2 of his 31 starts last year did he have as many as 3 walks.
So now the batter's Nico Horner, who drew the first walk. Later scored back in the second. And popped to second last time up. Runner going. Pitch outside, throw on down, and he is safe at second base. Second steal of the game for Crow Armstrong, and the 3rd steal for the Cubs.
What's amazing is Crow Armstrong has this contraption that he wears on his wrist, obviously the oven mitt, and it's got a big red strap. He was still strapping it. He was still doing the strap as he started to run. He was just hell-bent on running, I guess.
Pitch to Nico Horner. Fastball low and away. It's 2-0.
And then after he slid to second, he finished wrapping up the oven mitt.
He's a multitasker, Dave.
He can steal bases with the oven mitt not secured.
Michaelis checks him at second. Now turns and throws, but no one at the bag. Bebas caught it well behind the bag coming over from his second base position. Now the pitch swung on and popped up out of the right, going out of play. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Apparently Andre Granillo is warming up in the Nationals bullpen, we're being told.
The bullpens are under the bleachers. We can't see them. And now here's the pitch. Big slow breaking ball, line to deep left. Lyle on the run is not going to get to it. It's off the wall and in play. Rounding third, coming home is Crow Armstrong, coasting into second with a double is Nico Horner. He drives in his first run of the year with his first extra base hit on a hanging 73-mile-an-hour curveball. It's now the Cubs 6 and the Nationals 2.
Yeah, you can see almost Horner get up on his tippy toes because that pitch was hanging. He was just waiting for it to get there, and he tomahawked it into left field. And Michaelis has really been hurt the last 2 innings with high breaking balls.
And the walk is cashed in again. So now the batter's Dansby Swanson. He's walked and he's flied to deep left center field. Ball hit hard, no chance at all for the left fielder Lyle. Michaelis to the belt, kicks, delivers. Swinging a drive to left field again. Lyle a chance for this one to his right. He makes the catch. Horner halfway retreats to second base. 2 men down. That was a slider line to left. So now the batter is the left-handed hitting designated hitter, Moises Ballesteros. He reached on an infield hit, really ticketed for left field, a ground ball to the hole, a diving stop by Nunez on the grass. Kept the ball on the infield, saved a run for the moment. He was called out on strikes in the 4th, so he's 1 for 2. the pitch on the way, swing and a foul over the screen out of play. Something I've noticed with Lyle that we did not notice him do last year. They playing the outfield in left field. He's kind of angling himself, facing almost towards second base or towards right field with his body when the pitch is delivered. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Well, seemingly think maybe to get a better jump going to his left.
We'll have to ask if it's to get that first step in a direction or if it's maybe the position of the sun.
Could be either. He's got the balaclava over the face, seeing only his eyes. Trying to stay warm out there. He's really the only one wearing it like that. Michaelis comes set on 0-2. With 2 out, the pitch. And too low with a changeup. Couldn't get him to bite on that one. 1-2. More baseballs being brought out here for Jim Wolf. 6 runs, 6 hits for the Cubs in this one. 2 runs, 3 hits, and a costly error for the Nationals, leading to a pair of unearned runs. Now Michaelis ready. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a squibbed foul to the right of the plate. May have deflected off glove or equipment of catcher Drew Millis. They'll do it again with a ball and 2 strikes on the hitter. Now here's the set by Michaelis. Kicks, delivers the pitch. Oh, it's too low. 2-2. Missed with another changeup. Michael McGreevy through 6 innings. Now the bottom of the 6th inning in St. Louis. He has a no-hitter. The Cardinals lead the Rays 2-0. And yes, he's still in the game, Dave. You have to question that first start.
Well, he hasn't started the 7th yet.
No.
We'll see.
"96 pitches. I think he'd be done." Next pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Ballesteros. And a strikeout for Miles Michaelis ends the inning. Second time he's fanned Ballesteros. His 3rd strikeout. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 steal, 1 man left through.
During the offseason of 1888 to 1889, Spalding took a group of big leaguers on the first worldwide barnstorming tour.
This is Spalding.
Yes.
You look at the Spalding, you're like, wait a second. No, this is the backstory. Okay, this is great.
Stops included New Zealand, Italy, France, and even Egypt, where they played in front of the pyramids. Spalding's contributions to baseball history don't end there.
Do you know the story of Doubleday and the invention of baseball?
Please
tell us.
Enlighten us.
When a 71-year-old Cooperstown native came forward, baseball officially had a birthplace in Cooperstown.
If I'm in the presence of this baseball, does it give you powers to become a better baseball player?
I've been here 5 years and playing baseball through all of it. I don't think I've gotten better.
And whether it's the World Series or the wonders of the ancient world, there's no debating that baseball connects us all.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
We've seen less and less of it.
JP with a flip. Mastrobuoni the assist, and they got him at first base.
Wow.
How in the world?
Look at Miles wants to turn around and admire that. Well, a couple things. First of all, we talked about being prepared, right? And by the way, Miles Mastrobuoni to be there, eyes on JP, to get that little flick past assist. Throw the ball down to first base. What a play.
On Tuesday, April 7th, and get a free pullover to add to your Nats wardrobe. Get your tickets now at nationals.com/promos.
Nats down by 4, 6-2 as we go to the 6th inning. Jacob Young to lead off against right-hander Kate Horton. To tell you all about it, again with a play-by-play here from the Nissan broadcast booth. Here's Dave Jagler.
Thank you, Charlie. Nationals send Jacob Young to the plate for the first pitch from Horton. And that's at the knees for a strike. So Nationals have chipped away with a couple of runs, but the Cubs have answered each time. Nationals tallied in the 4th and 5th. 0-1 in the dirt, scooped up by Amaya. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second plate appearance for JY. He struck out swinging in the third. One of 3 Horton strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Low with a fastball, 2-1. Horton much better pitch count situation than Michaelis. Started the inning at 61. Michaelis at 97 through 5. The pitch, swing and a miss. Young threw a fastball at 95. The only thing that really drove up Horton's pitch count at all was that 11-pitch house at bat in the last inning. He's really on a low pace. He rocks, kicks, fires. And a ground ball up the middle. Swanson, a sprawling stop, pops up, throws to first and got him. Dansby Swanson with a terrific play. Flat out robs Jacob Young diving to his left. This is why the Cubs won a team Gold Glove last year. They turned balls into play, into outs. And that looked like a hit off the bat, taken away by Dansby Swanson.
Well, he's got that down where he can slide in his knees and whirl and pop himself to his feet and in stride for the throw.
Pitch to James Wood. Swinging a chopper over the mound, slowly hit near the bag. It's grabbed by Swanson. A flip on to first in time for the out. Much more routine play for Swanson there, retiring Wood, who homered in the 4th inning. So 6-2 the score, and Horton in line for another quick inning. And you look at Jacob Young being one of the fastest men in the league.
It wasn't
Swanson
close.
made that play, and he was out by over a step. Here's the pitch. Drew Millis looks one over and takes a strike. Normally, if an infielder has to dive, you're figuring there's a better than 50-50 chance that Young's going to get a hit.
Oh, he get to his feet so quickly.
Now the delivery. Millis takes high. Millis lined out sharply to Swanson at short, and then grounded out to the second baseman. It is tough to get one through the middle with Swanson and Horner, and then you add Bregman to the mix at third. Here comes the pitch. Millis takes over the inside corner, and it's 1-2.
And Bush is no slouch over there at first base. He's been a great pickup for them from the Dodgers.
Millis takes timeout, readjusts the shin guard on his right leg. Takes a deep breath. First time Drew has hit this high in the batting order in a big league game. Throughout his pro career, though, he's hit all over the lineup. The wind of the 1-2. And Millis checks his swing, takes a ball in the dirt. Looks like Granillo is staying up in the bullpen. You figure Michaelis done after giving up 6 runs in 5 innings.
And 97 pitches.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blew it by him. Fastball up and out of the zone at 95. 1-2-3 inning for Cade Horton with help from his Gold Glove shortstop. Middle of the 6th on a blustery day, a very cool day in Chicago. 6-2 Cubs with the lead on the Nationals.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those 2 socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My 2 red socks, because, you know, there's 2 here.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. And the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Music, local food trucks, and iconic ballpark views. Grab your ticket today at nationals.com/beerfest. Nationals with a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon. It'll be the Nationals debut for the San Diego area native Andre Granillo, the big right-hander who pitched last year with the St. Louis Cardinals over 14 games. Will be on here to work the bottom of the 6th inning. Granillo facing Matt Shaw, 6'2" Cubs. First pitch is a slider in for a strike. Andre Granillo throws a lot of sliders. It's a good pitch. Last year he threw it about 65% of the time. This spring with the Nationals it was more than that. Here's the 0-1. Slider looped up the middle, and that's going to dunk in for a hit. Two-hopper to Young and a leadoff single for Matt Shaw. Greats Granillo. Final pitching line for Miles Michaelis in his Nats debut. 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 were earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a home run. He threw 97 pitches. And the home run was hit by this man, Miguel Amaya. Solo shot in the 4th inning. So Granillo, the 25-year-old burly right-hander, sets pitches. That just missed outside with a slider. Granillo wearing number 79. He is 6'4", 250. He works extreme first base side of the rubber. Here's the hold of the pitch. Fastball high. So 2 balls, no strikes. Granillo, 14 appearances with the Cardinals last year. Split the year between AAA and the big leagues. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike, 93 on the fastball. Even though Granillo pitched for the Cubs' arch rival, the Cardinals, this is his first time at Wrigley. He was up 4 different stints, but never got to pitch here in this ballpark until now. The 2-1. Fastball, check swing, and a ball high. 3 balls and a strike. The Nationals acquired Andre February the 10th. He had been designated for assignment by the Cardinals, and in a swap of relievers, he was traded for George Soriano. The 3-1, swinging a pop-up back behind the plate. That'll land in the seats. Soriano had been a waiver claim for the Nationals and designated for assignment. So they swapped righties. Pitched collegiately at Cal Riverside. His coach there at UC Riverside, longtime big leaguer with terrific relief pitcher by the name of Troy Percival. This great Angels closer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner holds the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, medium left center field. Jacob Young battling the sun, using his glove to shade his eyes, but he's able to make the catch. Playing it halfway, Shaw, he'll go back to first. So Young, for the most part, held his glove up there. Then at the last moment, pulled the glove away. That made you think that he had a good eye on it. But Shaw was pretty far down the line just in case the ball dropped. So that's out number 1. Cubs leading 6-2 here in the 6th. Trying to even this series at a win apiece. Left-handed hitting Michael Busch. Granillo deals. First pitch, slider, just outside. Tomorrow, the series finale features Jake Irvin, who was 9-13 a year ago, against the lefty Shota Imanaga, who was 9-8 last season. 1-0 from Granillo. Another slider, outside ball 2. Busch has been to the plate 4 times now. He is grounded out. He hit the pop-up that was dropped in left field for a 2-run error. And he had a bloop single his last time up. Next pitch. Low and away with a fastball. So Granillo is way behind in the count now, 3-0. And really since that missed pop-up, the Nationals have been playing uphill. 3-0. Ball 4 up and outside. So that'll move Shaw to second. And Busch aboard with his second walk of the season.
And game in St. Louis today, Michael McGreevy, 96 pitches, did not come back for the 7th inning.
Or shocked.
And the Rays, with a couple of hits against Riley O'Brien in that 7th inning, broke up the no-hitter.
Drew Millis will use a mound visit here, so we can tell you this portion of Nationals baseball is brought to you by Portner & Shore Attorneys at Law. Expect more at Portner & Shore. Call 855-PORTNER or visit PortnerandShore.com. No action in the Cubs bullpen. 72 pitches through 6 innings for Cade Horton. It's been seldom that the starting pitcher is pitched in the 7th inning here over the first couple of days of the season. Looks like Horton may get to do so. Here's Bregman. The pitch in the dirt. Millis able to scoop a slider. Well, Granillo won his spot in the bullpen with a very good spring, as many of the relievers had to. There were not a lot of guaranteed spots a month and a half ago in West Palm when everyone arrived. Checking the runner at second. Here's the delivery. That slider comes in high. Nationals have lefty Ken Waldachuk going in the bullpen now, as Granillo has missed fired on 6 consecutive. Runner at second, Shaw. Runner at first, Bush. 2-0 pitch to Bregman. He'll take. Fastball in there at 95. Nationals bullpen was spot on Thursday. 4 relievers combined for 5 1/3, 1 run. Pitch is a strike called, an immediate challenge by Bregman of the pitch over the outside corner. So each side has had a successful challenge. Bregman challenges this pitch, and Bregman wins the challenge.
Go to third. Chicago still has 2 routes to make.
So it's a 3-1 count rather than 2-2. And Bregman keeps the Cubs perfect. They're 2 for 2 in challenges today, and didn't have one the other day, so they've yet to lose one. 3-1. That's a strike. Locked him up with a slider that came in at the top of the zone. So Granillo, who lost a strike a moment ago, trying to come back and get him with a full count. Could use a ground ball to get out of this inning. The kick and the pitch. Swing a line drive hammer to left. Lyle chasing back, leaps, makes a terrific catch shy of the warning track and fires it back in. A laser beam of a line drive for Bregman, seemed ticketed for the warning track and short hopping the fence, but Lyle ranges back and able to reach up, take away extra bases with a leaping catch on Bregman.
That's as good as it gets. Those are the hardest balls for an outfielder. A line drive right at you, or just maybe over your head like that. And he made a perfect read on it and a fine play going back. Maybe saves 2 runs there, at least 1.
A time called. Here comes Blake Butera with Happ already in the box. And with Butera coming out, we figure he's going to go to Ken Waldachuk here to turn Happ around. Happ traditionally has been a stronger left-handed hitter. So Granillo faces 4 batters and retires half of them. I will have a call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon. 6th inning, 6-2 Cubs here on the Nationals Radio Network.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart.
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's a little one, another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So 1st and 2nd with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
station identification on the Nationals Radio Network.
WJFK FM.
From the Nissan broadcast booth at Wrigley Field, Dave Jackler, Charlie Slows, our engineer, the jack of all things, Jack Hicks, Vic Ferreira in the studio. And the 28-year-old left-hander Ken Waldichuk will make his Nationals debut, and he comes in with 2 men on base to face Ian Happ here in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 6-2 game with the Cubs in front. Waldichuk had a terrific spring, and he's pitching in the big leagues for the first time since 2023. Here's the pitch on the way. Happ blasts one deep left field. Way back it goes, and it is gone. And this game busted wide open on a 3-run homer from Ian Happ. It's 9-2 Chicago. That's not the way Ken Waldichuk envisioned his first pitch in the major league since 2023. Landing in the bleachers in left field. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. Greeted rather rudely by Happ. That's the matchup Blake Butera wanted for him to bat right-handed, and Happ won the matchup.
They threw him a cutter that was just about thigh high, exactly down the middle of the plate, and Happ batting right-handed did not miss it.
So 2 runs charged to Granillo, and 1 to Waldichuk. Here's the pitch. Carl Armstrong bunts third base side, and for the second time in this series, Carl Armstrong has a bunt single. He had a bunt the other day when they were down big, bunted for an RBI hit. Here he bunts with the Cubs up by 7 runs for a single. And so Waldichuk gives up a homer and a hit 2 pitches in. He's been a starter for Oakland in 2023. 22 starts, 13 relief appearances. Missed all of 2024 and much of 2025. Here's Nico Horner, the pitch. High and away, ball 1. Came back second half of last year to pitch at AAA Las Vegas, but he struggled. Removed from Tommy John surgery by about a year. 28-year-old out of St. Mary's. Now a throw over to first. Carl Armstrong back standing. Well, the Nationals hit the first 4 home runs of the series, but the Cubs hit one in the bottom of the 4th, and the big 3-run shot here in the 6th has busted it open. The pitch. Fastball outside, 2-0. Waldichuk was a Yankees draft pick in 2019. Traded to the Athletics in 2022. The hold at the belt, the pitch home. It's low. 3 balls, no strikes. He made his major league debut against the Nationals in 2022 as a starting pitcher. And was a regular in their rotation in 23 and moved to the pen late. 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Waldichuk, probably some butterflies, mentioning it's been a minute since he's pitched in a major league game. And unfortunately, it's not gone well here this afternoon. That'll bring in Dansby Swanson. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. The pitch to Swanson. Waldichuk starts him with a curve, and it's in for a strike. Swanson, 8th Cub to bat, 3 runs in, 2 on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It was a diving curve that Swanson swings over the top. Talked about Waldichuk's role in this bullpen being like a left-handed version of Brad Lord. In the spring, he was pitching 2-3 innings a pop. So they liked him to get some length out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Another curveball, this one low. Right now just trying to get this first out to get through the 6th. I mean, you do have a fresh bullpen Some pitchers have not pitched since Monday. So this might not be a spot where Waldichuk comes in and finishes the game, like maybe if you were in a different part of the season. He deals way outside. Millis had to make a reaching catch. It's 2-2. $34,834. Not quite as big a crowd as was here on opening day. Braving the cool conditions, but certainly not as much breeze. If you're out in the sun, it's not all that bad. The pitch. Swing a ground ball pulled to third. Along the line, fair. Grab by House. He races toward third, but can't get there in time. Pete Carl Armstrong hustles in with a head-first dive, and all hands are safe. House caught it in foul ground on the bounce, and rather than trying to gear up and throw it all the way across, he tried to get the force out at third, but Carl Armstrong, wasn't taking nothing for granted, was hustling in and dove into third. Now time called, a pinch hitter coming to the plate for the Cubs and Carson Kelly. And Simon Matthews, the pitching coach, will come to the mound. We have a moment. We'll give you an injury update presented by Inova, the official healthcare provider of the Washington Nationals. Tough break for the Milwaukee Brewers. Their first baseman, Andrew Vaughn, came out of the opening day game with a hand injury. He's been placed on the injured list with a fractured hamate. He's going to have surgery, be down 4 to 6 weeks, so he'll miss the series with the Nationals in Milwaukee.
It's been a hamate epidemic.
It's like it's contagious.
Other news today, Texas Rangers at Philadelphia. Jacob deGrom scratched from his first start with a stiff neck. Jacob Latz starting in his place against the Phillies.
With Vaughn to the IL for the Brewers, they're calling up their premium catching prospect, Jefferson Cuero. But that's tough to lose Vaughn, who was a breakout last year after he had really struggled with the White Sox.
Scored that last play, a fielder's choice.
All right. So here is Kelly as the pinch hitter. Starting catcher opening day, right-handed hitter, bases loaded. Waldichuk fires. Misses outside, ball one. Kelly went 1 for 3 with a walk. He's batting for the DH, Ballesteros. It's a nightmarish 6th inning, 3 runs in, then a bunt hit and a walk, and a fielder's choice. And they're loaded. Here it comes. Fastball, inside corner at the knees, 1-1. Now the set and the pitch. In the dirt, good play by Millis, sprawling to scoop up a changeup. So the Cubs carry 3 catchers. Ballesteros, the DH who was taken out of the game, can catch. So now Kelly becomes the DH with Amaya already in the game. So if something were to happen to Amaya, they would have to put Kelly in and lose the DH. But 3 catchers, definitely a luxury to have. Here's the set. Waldichuk fires, and it's high. And he's in danger of walking in a run here. Carl Armstrong at third, Horner at second, Swanson at first. Nowhere to put Kelly. Three balls, 1 strike. The lefty sets and delivers. Strike 2 called over the outside corner. So that'll start the runners. Needs a strike here with the bases loaded. Waldichuk, as he's about to come set, hitter asks for time. Now he's ready. There go the runners, the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Carl Armstrong scores, 10-2 Chicago. Kelly draws the bases loaded walk as the pinch hitter. And here is Matt Shaw, who started this whole mess with a single against Andre Granillo. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1 with a curve.
Talked about this on opening day where it didn't factor in the outcome of the game, where the Nationals committed 2 errors and walked 6. 1 big error, and they've walked 6 again.
The kick and the pitch. Swing a looping line drive left side, caught by the leaping shortstop Nunez, moving out into the outfield grass. So Ken Waldichuk finally gets that elusive third out. The Cubs bust the game wide open, though, with 4 runs. Big 3-run homer for Happ as they send 10 men to the plate. After 6, Chicago 10.
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's a little one, another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So first and second with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cone, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
Nationals.com/promos for your ticket. Cade Horton has benefited from some run support. He's got a 10-2 lead as he'll face Luis Garcia Jr. to begin the 7th inning. He's at 72 pitches. He rocks and he fires. And it's outside ball 1. We talk about hockey. Horton was a 2-sport star, but his other sport was football. Growing up in Norman, Oklahoma. The 1-0 pitch popped in the air, shallow left. Happ moving in on it. Carl Armstrong in behind him. Happ is under it. He's got it in shallow left center. Garcia is now 1 for 3. He was actually recruited to Oklahoma, was Horton, as a 2-sport player, but dropped football and focused on baseball. Cubs have their bullpen going for the first time. Here's the pitch to Dalen Lyle. A looper to shallow left. That's going to dunk in for a hit. Hit it right off the handle, but flares one the other way for a 1-out single. And the Nationals, their 4th hit. Lyle, his 2nd hit of the year. It's the veteran right-hander, number 88, wherever he goes. Whoever he plays for, he always wears number 88, Phil Maton. It looks like Phil Maton's going to come in. So Craig Counsell had 80 pitches on his mind. Or 75, as it were, because he only threw 3 pitches in this inning. It's a 75 and done for Horton, who gets a huge ovation as Counsell takes the ball and Horton heads to the dugout. After 6 in the 3rd, he'll give way to Maton as we have a pitching change. A call to the bullpen brought to you by Ver.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. Plays to 3rd. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. And he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Calmayer, you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cone, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
RSVP now at nationals.com/tickets.
New pitcher for the Cubs is the 33-year-old well-traveled right-hander Phil Maton. He'll take over with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 7th, and the Cubs leading at 10-2. Brady House is first to face him. House had a terrific at-bat, 11 pitches and drew a walk leading off the 5th. He'd come in to score on a Nasim Nunez single. At that point, the Nationals were still in the game at 5-2, but the Cubs have pulled away from there. Maton, first base side of the rubber. He's ready. He throws home and misses outside, ball 1. Cutter at 90 miles an hour. Maton would like to just be in one place for a full season, and that figures to happen. He signed a 2-year deal worth $14.5 million in the offseason to join this Cubs pen. Here's the pitch. Strike called over the outside corner, and House touched the top of his helmet but didn't pat it. That pitch might have been outside, but no challenge. Maton the last 2 years has been traded at the deadline. He's played for 4 different clubs the last 2 seasons. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2024. He pitched for the Rays and was traded to the Mets. Last year he started with the Cardinals and was traded to the Rangers.
Evidently the Cubs like the Rangers bullpen. They signed 3 Rangers from last year.
Here it comes. And that's in the dirt with a curveball.
Talked about that Thursday. Jacob Webb, who pitched in the game on Thursday, and lefty Hobie Milner, who of course well known to Craig Counsell because he had him in Milwaukee.
Side arming lefty. Here's the set to 2-2. House takes a curve in the dirt. There's one pitcher that we haven't seen yet that is well known to us, and that's Hunter Harvey.
Yep.
The former National, signed as a free agent. After the Nationals traded to the Royals, Harvey has pretty much been hurt most of the time. When he was healthy, he pitched well for Kansas City, but just didn't pitch a lot. Here's the set. Lyle at first. The 3-2 from Maton. Curveball locked him up. Strike 3 called. When Maton needs a strikeout, he goes to the curveball. Last year, 53 of his 81 strikeouts on the curve. So well over half. Here's Jorby Bibas. Bibas in his Nats debut is grounded to third and grounded to the second baseman. The pitch. Swinging a foul back over the screen. Bibas wearing number 84. Which brings him down from where his number was with the Yankees. It was 90 or 91. Lyle at first. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play to the left, 0-2. Shadows making their way out behind home plate. Maton to the belt, deals home. Swinging a chopper up the middle, ranging to get it is Horner. Off balance, fall away through to first is right on target. And that'll retire the side. Horner made that play. A very difficult one, looked very routine. Nationals fail to scratch in the 7th. They leave 1. Crowd here at Wrigley is going to get ready to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball."
McGonigal in his major league debut has a 4-hit day.
Wow, have a debut, kid. So it's this easy in the big leagues, huh?
Going back, J.J. Weatherholt homers in his debut. Incredible.
Just goosebumps right now at Busch Stadium. You could not have written that any better.
It's a 2-homer night for Chase DeLauter.
Now Dad's up. Did you see how the ball just jumped off his bat? I mean, that was pretty.
Lawler hustling back to the track, to the fence, makes the leaping catch. Oh, what a play, Lawler.
That was unbelievable. Air Lawler out there.
That's hit well toward left. Church back up against the wall. Leaping try. He got it. What a catch.
What a play. Talking about this team being energetic, exciting, showing it all off.
Or Delicious Gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
You can celebrate Japanese Heritage Day with the Nats community. On Saturday, the Nats take on the Dodgers a week from today at 4:05. Plus, receive an exclusive Nats Japanese Heritage Baseball cap with a special ticket. Purchase your special ticket at nationals.com/heritage. Cubs batted around in the 6th. They come to bat in the 7th inning, leading 10-2. Ken Waldichuk will start the inning clean. His first major league appearance since September 29th, 2023. First pitch to Miguel Amaya. Amaya takes over the outside corner, a curveball. And it didn't go well for Waldichuk. He surrendered a 3-run homer on his first pitch. He rocks and he fires. Change up low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Then a bunt hit, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a bases loaded walk brought in a 2nd run. Next delivery, fastball, poured in there at the knees. 1-2. Cade Horton, meanwhile, his final pitching line, 6 1/3. 2 runs on 4 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts, a home run allowed to James Wood. Here's the pitch. It's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nationals had the big 4th inning on Thursday, 6 runs. The Cubs have had 2 4-run innings today, the 2nd and the 6th. Pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a nasty curveball running down and in, and he struck him out. So Waldichuk hopefully can take a deep breath and settle in and fare a little better after struggling in the 6th inning. Top of the order, Michael Busch. Kind of the last thing, we've talked about what a good pickup he was from the Dodgers. The last thing for him is to hit lefties. The pitch. Swinging a shot up the middle. Diving stop Nunez. Pirouettes. Fires to first. Stretched by Garcia, and he got him. Oh my, what a play by Nunez. Sprawling, tumbling to his backhand, and falling away as he popped up. Somehow made a dart of a throw to first base. That elicited some oohs and ahs here. To roll over and get rid of the throw and then throw it there on the fly.
Well,
simply marvelous.
He's terrific. There's no doubt about it. The more he plays, the more you want to watch him play.
Here's Alex Bregman. Pitch is just outside. I mean, to get to the ball, he's diving away from the play, kind of got himself into a spin, popped up, threw it, fell down, and the target throw is on target. Pitch is outside. I mean, that throw has a chance to go haywire. Instead, it was a perfect throw. 2-0 to count on Bregman. Waldichuk's next delivery is outside. I was going to say that Busch didn't get to play a ton against lefties last year, didn't hit well, and he was about to get a hit against a lefty. But Nunez said not so fast. Here's the 3-0. In there for a strike. Bregman was robbed by Dalen Lyle last inning on a leaping catch on a hard line drive. The wind and the delivery. Tap foul behind the plate, and it's full, 3-2.
If there was a metric machine, Nunez would break it, Dave, because he'll make a play that the metrics would say you can't make.
Waldichuk, a long look in, steps into his motion and delivers. And it's fouled back by Bregman. And it's amazing how he can get himself in positions, but yet stay under control. Because he's whirling around, coming up from a dive, but still is under control enough to make an accurate throw. The 3-2 breaking ball bends in over the outside corner, caught him looking. So Ken Waldichuk bounces back with a 1-2-3 inning, thanks to a spectacular defensive play by Nunez. We're on to the 8th at Wrigley Field. It is 10-2 Chicago on the Nationals Radio Network.
Hey, boss. Gotta go.
It's only 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
He'll be all right.
He put this show on, and he got a standing ovation.
Sitting on for the Dodgers and batting. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
I want to see what JJ does in these spots. Down 2 strikes.
In the air center. Mullen's on the run. Still going back. JJ Weatherholt homers in his debut. Incredible.
Just goosebumps right now at Busch Stadium. You could not have written that any better. 0-2. Dead center field, 425-foot shot. My goodness.
How fast can you fall in love, St. Louis?
Got to get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that? What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good. Yeah,
but it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
Andres Chaparro out on the on-deck circle. Back in with the play-by-play from the Nissan broadcast booth. Here's Charlie Slows.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Yeah, well, Field Bar has been around. He's 39 years old as he makes his first appearance of the year, re-signed with the Cubs in the offseason. 1-year deal, $4.5 million with a mutual option for next year. Facing the switch-hitting Nasim Nunez. The first pitch in there, a called strike. Nunez batting left-handed against the starter, Kate Horton, grounded to second and singled into right center to drive in a run. Field Bar delivers over the top with a breaking ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Field Bar last year was in 67 games for the Cubs. It was 3-4, 2.64 ERA with 25 holds and a save. Now the pitch, swinging a pop-up foul back to the right, out of play. And no hesitation to bring him in with men on base. He had 35 inherited runners. Only 10 of them scored. 58 innings, 38 hits allowed. Struck out 56, walked 13, allowed only 5 home runs, had a 186 average against. Now the pitch, way high and outside, 2-2. Righties at 205, the lefties just 161 against Field Bar. He works from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him with a fastball. It's an interesting delivery with it slightly closed as he comes set and goes into his leg kick. As Andres Chaparro stands in as a pinch hitter. He was 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter last year. He had 2 hits, a double, a single, a run scored on opening day to start at first base. Now the pitch, swinging a bouncing ball outside of third, a foul ball, no play. Tena went 0 for 2. Twice grounding to the third baseman Bregman, and second time turned into a double play. Field Bar to the belt, couple of toe taps. Now the pitch. Breaking ball inside and low. Funky delivery. Almost looks like, as he leg kicks, looks like he's tapping his glove before he comes forward to deliver the pitch. Now breaking ball on the way. Missed outside, but it really isn't. It's kind of an illusion. But it's unique.
I think you'd be worried about giving away your grip.
Now the kick in the pitch. Swing and a miss by Chaparro on a slider. Count even 2-2. 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Cubs. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Nationals. Led to 2 unearned runs and a 4-run second for the Cubs. And they have led wire to wire since the 4 runs in the second. Thielbar kicks, delivers his pitch. Swing and a foul, backing out of play. Big rip by Andres Chaparro. Series wraps up tomorrow afternoon. Be on the air again at 1:50 Eastern Time, 2:20 first pitch. Jake Irvin makes the start for the Nationals against lefty Shota Imanaga for the Cubs. Now the pitch in the dirt, scooped by Amaya, or at least tried to. A new ball will be put into play with a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The team split 6 games last year. Each team won 2 of 3 in the other's park. That's going to have a chance to do that with a win tomorrow, barring a miraculous comeback today. Thielbar ready. 3-2 on the way. And Chaparro lays off. It's high ball 4. It's a good job for him. Works a 1-out walk, and Jacob Young will come up. Young is struck out and then was robbed of a hit on a sliding play up the middle by Dansby Swanson. Then somehow popped himself quickly to his feet to throw out Jacob Young by a fairly good margin considering how fast Young is. Young with an open stance from the right side. Bat tight at the shoulder, swings and hits one high in the air. Shallow right center field. Carl Armstrong, the center fielder, calling for it and makes the catch. Jacob Young out on 1 pitch to the Gold Glove winning center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Now to the top of the order, and James Wood, who was called out on strikes in the first and then blasted a 1-1 pitch over the fence in left center field in the 4th inning for his first home run of the year. Grounded to short in the 6th inning. Outfield swung toward left. Left side of the infield plane pull up the middle, and Wood takes a bit high to the inside. Ball 1. Flags are still blowing straight out in center field. Thielbar kicks, delivers, and Wood swings and hits one a mile high but foul. 3rd base side and into the lower level. 1 ball, 1 strike. In St. Louis now top of the 9th. Cardinals trying to hold off a Rays rally, leading 4-3. Now the pitch. Wood swings, he's jammed, hits a little looper left side. Bregman chasing was right into foul ground, runs it down, makes the catch for the out. And that will do it for the Nationals. A little blue pop-up off the bat of James Wood here in the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, a walk and a man.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the 2nd player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Out of the 8th inning, Nats will go to the bullpen for their 4th pitcher of the afternoon. Third reliever is right-hander Cole Henry. Will make his 2026 debut. Ken Waldachuk worked an inning and a third, charged with 2 runs, 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 2, and allowed 2 inherited runners to score when his first pitch was hit for a 3-run homer by Ian Happ in the bottom of the 6th inning. So here is Henry coming in with the Nationals trailing 10-2 to get in an inning's work. First pitch inside, ball 1 to the aforementioned Ian Happ. Back to the left side of the plate after homering, batting right-handed in the 6th inning. Henry out of the stretch delivers. Fastball. That's in. A called strike. It's 1-1. Henry finished last year on the injured list with a back strain. Final couple of weeks in the season, but first year as a big leaguer, coming up very early in the season after 2 appearances at Rochester. Wound up appearing in 57 games. Swing and a miss by Happ. And Henry gets ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-1 lost to it. A 4.27 ERA. 10 holds. A couple of saves. And the pitch. Breaking ball low and inside.
Rays came back to tie that game. They scored 4 in the 9th. Wow. Blown save for Ryan Stanek. Still going, tied at 4.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Happ on a fastball. 95 miles an hour.
We'll see the Cardinals' next homestand. First homestand, second half of it. And what's interesting with Stanek closing, we'd see Stanek and he'd be dominant in the middle innings. And whenever he faced the Nationals in the 9th inning, it seemed like he'd really struggle. He's got closer stuff.
It's one of his former clubs, the Rays, today. Here is Pete Crow Armstrong. Pitch of the way, swung on and ripped down the right field line, hooking foul and out of play. 2 for 4 for Crow Armstrong. A single to right, a stolen base in the 3rd. Walk scored in the 5th. Dropped a bunt for a base hit, later scored in the 6th inning. So 2 for 3 plus a walk. 2 runs scored. Now the pitch on the way. Way inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs have Jacob Webb warming in their pen, presumably for the 9th. Here's the pitch. Way outside and high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the pitch. Swinging a towering fly ball. Shallow center field. Nunez out, Young coming in. Center fielders ball drifting to his left and makes the catch as he tumbles down to the grass. Kind of drifted to the wind, pushed it back in the last moment, but I think he was battling the sun all the way too. It's not been an easy day to play the outfield. Not as tough as it was Thursday because of the wind. Today it's been more the sun. 2 out and nobody on. Armstrong retired, and the batter's Nico Horner. Horner's walked twice, stolen a base, scored a run, and doubled a drive in a run. And the first pitch to him, a called strike. Close to 35,000 here today. And the pitch swung on in high in the air to left field. Lyle started back, now moving in. The left fielder waits, then reaches up and makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cole Henry. Last chance for the Nationals. Now we go to the 9th here in Chicago. Cubs 10, Nationals.
3-2 to Vargas. Got him. Fastball at 99. Back-to-back Ks for Miz.
Setting up on the outside corner, and he hit the glove. Perfect pitch by Mizorowski. Excellent command with that fastball.
1-0-1, and he finishes the inning with a strikeout. Miz with 3 Ks. Got him. Blew him away with 99. 5 Ks in the first 2 innings for Mizorowski. And he struck him out. 10 Ks on opening day for Miz.
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's a little one, another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So first and second with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot. I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
Cubs go to the bullpen for right-hander Jacob Webb, their 3rd reliever, 4th pitcher of the day. Caleb Thielbar scoreless 8th inning with a walk and a strikeout on 16 pitches. Jacob Webb pitched the 9th inning here on Thursday. The Nats 10-4 win. Gave up 2 runs and 1 hit. There was an error in the inning. Gave up a 2-run homer to Brady House. Drew Millis leads off the 9th inning. He's 0 for 3. Switch hitter batting left, and the pitch taken high. Ball 1. Charlie Slows, Dave Jagler from the Nissan broadcast booth. Reminder to stay tuned after the game for the Nationals post-game show. Now the kick and the pitch. This one runs inside. It's 2-0. Webb last year with Texas, 55 games, 5-4 record, ERA of 3. 7 holes. And the pitch. Fastball, knee high, runs outside. It's 3-0. He worked 66 innings, allowed 49 hits for Texas, struck out 58, walked 19. All opponents to a 2.02 average against. Now the pitch. Fastball over, call strike. Signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs with an option for next year. Way back when was prospect coming up with the Atlanta Braves, who were signed to the big leagues in 2019. (3-1), and it missed. Outside ball for Millis. Draws a leadoff walk. That was an 18th round pick of the Braves way back in 2014. Out of Tabor College in Hillsborough, Kansas. He'd always get the Animal House jokes, Dave.
I don't know if he's old enough to understand it, but he didn't go to Faber. He went to Tabor.
Now the pitch. In there, a called strike. Luis Garcia Jr. is line to left, single to center, and flight out to shallow left center. Ball really hard his first 2 trips to the plate against Kate Horton. Swings and hits one high in the air to left center field. Drifting to his right, Pete Armstrong calling and waiting, and left center field makes the catch. Back to first comes Millis. Garcia has gotten in the air 3 times. And 1 out of 4 for him. 1 out of the top of the 9th inning. Dalen Lyle will be the batter. Grounded to first. Grounded to first into a 3-6-3 double play and single to left. 1 out of 3. 2 for 8 so far in the series. Looks pitch over, low ball 1. He has parted ways with the balaclava here late in the game. It's gotten warm enough for him. It's up to 46 degrees. Now the pitch, too high.
because of the lack of breeze, like it was the other day, and it's been bearable. It's not warm, but it's not frigid.
Now the kick in the pitch. In there, a called strike. And they say it feels like 42 now with the wind. The other day with the wind was making it feel like it was in the low 30s.
Yeah, that was a legitimate wind chill factor.
So was yesterday around town. Now the pitch. It's low, 3 balls and a strike. If you're able to get golf swings indoors, not far from the hotel.
Yeah, there was no way to go outdoors yesterday. Courses were open.
3-1, swinging a fly ball left side. And out of play. A tough golf, a couple of blocks from the hotel.
Yeah.
It's like Top Golf at Nationals Park.
These were, the indoor simulators, absolutely. The X-Golf. Like the
X-Golf at Nationals Park, that's right. This one was, what, Top Golf?
Yeah.
Top Golf's usually like an outdoor range, though. Now the pitch. And it misses, ball 4. But this one was in a building with shopping, right?
Yeah, I played St. Andrews.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Never been there. Might as well play there in a shopping mall in Chicago.
On a day when it's windy and raining, that's how it would be there, right?
Yes.
Here's Brady House. Now the pitch. Running outside. Check swing. They appeal. No swing. Ball 1. House 0 for 2 with a walk today. Now Webb delivers. House takes. That's in for a strike. Remember, House home to right field off of Webb in the 9th inning on Thursday. Ball that took a decisive slicing turn with the wind. Now the pitch. Swing and a ground ball hit to the shortstop, Swanson. He flips to Horner at second. Throw to first. The third double play of the game for the Cubs ends an inning, and this one ends the ball game. Cubs broke this one open after the Nationals had the lopsided win on Thursday. They will fly their W here today with their first win of the season. No runs, no hits for the Nationals in the 9th. 2 walks with a double play. 1 man is left. We'll come back with final totals in a moment. Right now, the final score at Wrigley Field. The Chicago Cubs 10, the Washington Nationals.
During the offseason of 1888 to 1889, Spalding took a group of big leaguers on the first worldwide barnstorming tour.
This is Spalding.
Yes.
Because you look at the Spalding, you're like, wait a second.